Welcome everyone to the Advanced Water Fasting 6-Day Challenge, okay? Now, if this is your first time here, I get it, okay? You may just want to sit on the sidelines and watch. Maybe you just want to go for one day. Maybe you want to go for the whole 6 days, but maybe you'll only make it 3 days. But if you make it 3 days, you'll enter into stem cell production. You'll enter into autophagy, because that's the third day. And that's why sometimes the third day is like trying to get over the hump. People will always say to me, you know what, the third day was a little hard, but once I got to the fourth day, it became easier. So, but understand something. Don't push yourself too hard. Lovingly push yourself. And guess what? Know that I'm going to be here to answer your questions and support you each and every day, except for Saturday and Sunday. I'm coming on every day. And the reality is, you want to make sure that you go into the library and check out the Advanced Water Fasting 6-Day Challenge guide and watch the videos, okay? Watch the videos and read the guide, okay? The more homework you do, the more comfortable you're going to feel. Whenever you try to bring something new into your life, your mind goes, nope, don't care if it's going to save your life, change your life. I don't want it. And the more that it is different than the beliefs you already have, the more your mind or your brain is going to struggle with it. You know, people say, I just can't change. I don't like change. Well, embrace change, because the only way that we can grow is to grow consciously, and we can't grow consciously if we don't change our thoughts, if we don't change our programs. And understand something, if you've got a sickness, if you're ill, it's because you're running a program. You're running that type of program. Look at, we all have personalities. Those personalities are built by the programs we run. We can change our personalities, and when we do that, we change our health, we change our wealth, we change everything about ourselves. But you got to be willing to do it. You really do. But understand something, everyone. Today is going to be Transformation Day. And you make that decision that you are going to transform. Look, and the first thing you've got to understand if you want transformation is where the mind goes, the body follows. And understand this, when you learn the rules, you will win the game. When you learn the rules, you will win the game. And that game is that you need to learn how to master your mind, to master your body, and guess what else? If you're not willing to feed your spirit, you will never heal. So we need to know how to bring our spirit up. How are you going to bring the vibration up in your body? Because it's all about electromagnetic light energy. Okay, it means whatever we think, drink, say, or do, how high is that vibration? The people we hang around with, the places we live. We need to take a really close look at all of this. But let's talk about this. Understand something. Your brain, okay, is 90% subconscious. And your subconscious is like a big filing cabinet. And all it does is just store programs. It's like a computer. It just stores programs. And sometimes we have dysfunctional programs in there that cause a dysfunctional life, that cause us to have pain, suffering, and disease. And we'll have it for our whole life. You know, understand this, the invisible creates the physical. The psychological creates the biological. So let's talk about it. You see everything in an image. First and foremost, your life is a movie. So now you've got to rewrite your movie. You've got to rewrite your story. You've got to become the hero of that story. So here we go. First, we see an image. That image creates a thought. A thought then creates an emotion. An emotion then creates feelings. And this is where it gets dicey. Those feelings create a frequency. If it's negative, it's down. If it's positive, it's up. And then those frequencies, depending on whether they're negative or positive, will trigger chemicals and hormones that are negative or positive. You're either dumping HAC, which histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol, which is not a good thing, which most people are doing on a continual basis, or you know how to master your mind, which means you know how to dose dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, which cause the healing. And understand, if you can't be in the present moment, then you're all over the place, being someone else, somewhere else. But understand this, as Einstein stated, E equals mc squared, which means energy creates mass. So the energy, okay, that you create will decide whether it's going to create something beautiful or something horrific. Look, at two can come together and create a baby. One person can create tumors all on their own. From a pimple to a tumor, we create it, whether it's consciously or unconsciously. So I need you to get that, okay? So you need to get this one thing because of the times we live in. When fear is asking the question, a fearful answer is the only outcome that you're going to come up with. And this is what's happening, people. So what do we need to do in our life? And the only people that ever get the life that they truly deserve are people that know they've got to take massive personal action. And that creates self-healing. And that's the bottom line. Look, the most powerful, mind-altering substance on this planet is truth. And understand something. It's very hard to find. It's very hard to find. You know what? You have to look at the condition the person is in mentally before you want to listen to that person. Do you get what I'm saying? You need to challenge yourself, but you also need to challenge everyone else. And you need to ask yourself, do I want to be like that person? Do I want what that person has? And if that person is creating fear for you, chances are it's not truth. You do know that, don't you? Because that's where you lose your power. If that person is giving you truth, then that person should be empowering you. If anything else, they should be empowering you. So let's start empowering you. If you haven't been there yet, you want to go to the Doc of Detox library, okay? And then just follow the link. Go to the Doc of Detox library, follow the link and go in there, and you're going to find that what I've created for you is the most powerful self-care, self-healing platform in the world. And understand something. If you're not going to become centered in yourself and want to know or learn how to create the perfect day from the minute you wake up until you go to bed, don't expect anything that people have promised. And understand, you're not broken. You're not stupid. There's a genius inside of you. There's a practitioner inside of you waiting to heal you. And that would be you. It would be absolutely no one else. So let's talk about that, okay? So what are we doing today? Today we're talking about preparation. We're preparing, okay, for the 6-day advanced water fasting challenge. So that preparation is going to give you 2 weeks to prepare. So we're going to go through that first, because understand something. If I had a door and that door had rusty hinges, I'm not just going to rip that door open. I'm going to soak it down with WD-40 or some type of oil, lubricant, and then I'm going to move it gently, and then I'm going to open that door and there won't be a squeak. So what we want to do is we want to prepare our body. We've got 2 weeks to do it. And in 2 weeks, we can bring down the toxic load on an emotional and physical level that we can have a better ride. Like we jumped on a magic carpet for the 6-day advanced water fasting challenge. So what's the first thing we want to do? Well, I'd like you to go to internationaltraininginstituteofhealth.com/library to go into the library. And when you get there, I want you to click on the Perfect Day Lifestyle Guide. And you can read the whole guide, or if you want the slimmed down version, I want you to go to the 4 pillars of the perfect day. So go into the 4 pillars of the perfect day and take a look at the 4 pillars. What are the 4 pillars? Well, the 4 pillars are going to tell you what a perfect day diet is. And if you started on that right now, you're going to lower your toxic load. You're going to bring up your frequency. You're going to start lubricating those rusty hinges. If you took a look at the perfect day, okay, lengthen, strengthen, Doc of Detox exercises, then you're going to start opening up your joints. You're going to lengthen and strengthen and open yourself up like a flower. And then you can take a look, if you want, at the Perfect Day Supplementation Program. and then also look at the perfect day emotional program. So, and start looking and learning. It's very important. Now, the other thing I'd like you to take a look at in the library is, if you wanted to, you could go to Braveheart Emotional Freedom Guide. It's longer, so you may not want to do that, but go take a look at the Braveheart 12 Loving Steps Guide, and we can keep it really skinny, okay? And we can only take, if you want, we just look at what? The 4 pillars. Now, we're going to be talking about that in a little bit. So there's 12 loving steps that people will do when they do my online Braveheart emotional course. And if you want that course, we have it right now on for you, and it's Braveheart free. That's what you would type into the code, and you can get that for free. It will only be for a very short time. Now, if you have time, you can read the Braveheart Emotional Freedom Guide, or you can slim it down and just go look at the 12 loving steps. And understand, every one of these guides actually has videos. When you click on every guide that's in my library, you're going to find videos. So if you don't want to read, you can follow along with the videos. All right? Okay, very good. So here's the deal. What are we out to do? Well, we're out to teach you that the only permanent health care is self-care. The only permanent love is self-love. And I'm not telling you not to love your family. I'm not telling you to not get love from your family. But if you learned how to fill up your own heart, if you learned how to look after your own body, boy, what a world this would become. What a life that you would have on this planet. Okay, so what we think we are, what we really are 2 different things. So most people will think that we're just physical because what you see with your eyes, you think that's the only thing that's real. But the reality is we are more light energy than we are physical matter. And if you understand that, that's the biggest step that you will make in knowing that you must feed the spirit if you wish to heal the physical body. Now, why are we doing this advanced water fasting challenge? Well, because there are many parts to the body. So if you take a look at this slide, the first thing I said is the spirit. The spirit is the biggest part of you, but then you've got your emotions, you've got your body, and then you've got your mind. Now, with doing an advanced water fasting challenge, and by doing your research in these 2 weeks about how you can get your emotions together, how you can detoxify your body, how you can feed it better, and how you can get in and use the 4 pillars, the 4 Braveheart emotional pillars, which is what? Having a slight smile on your face, connecting to the Lionheart breath, okay? Doing the Braveheart love band, 3, 2, 1, I got this, and then doing the mirror work. And we're going to go through that very lightly here because you can do your own homework and take a look at the Braveheart 4 loving pillars that you need to do to help to support you to bring your vibration up. Because I said the invisible is what heals the physical. Or it's the invisible that actually causes the sickness within the physical. Okay? So, let's round this off. Until you feed your spirit, you will never heal your body. Okay? And understand this. You are the light of your world. And understand, when we come together, okay, truly as family, and we understand that self-care and self-love are up to us on a personal level, and that we need to take massive action. Together, we will erase the darkness. Look, we could have the biggest building in the world, totally dark, and then we're on one end and somebody comes in on the other end and they have just a small little birthday candle. And guess what? We'd be able to find them and we would be able to see them. So understand, what am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you to lighten up emotionally, lighten up physically, okay? I'm telling you to feed your spirit because you are the light that you've been looking for. And listen, we turn ourselves down like a dimmer switch when we don't know how to run the programs in our mind. So, what do we want to do? We want to grow together. And understand, if we could grow together, we'll stay together. Take a look at this picture, all right? You'll see that we've got a father and a son. And what are they doing? They're doing the personal connection. This is called a personal connection. The middle picture, we've got a husband and a wife, personal connection. And what are they doing? Well, this is called coming together. They are breathing together. They are looking inside of each other's eyes, inside of each other's soul. And what are they doing? They're staying quiet. Because when you come together, you will see the most beautiful part of yourself and each other. So if you look at the last picture, you'll see that you can do this personal connection with yourself and a mirror. Understand something. Get to know yourself, get to love yourself so that you could care for yourself. It's very important. So what do we teach people? Well, during this whole 2 weeks, I'm just asking for you to just try this, okay? If you have a partner, please do the personal connection with your partner. If you have a daughter, do it with her. If you have a son, do it with him. If you have a husband or if you have a sister, do it together. And if you don't, then do it with yourself. Understand, the most important thing is called personal love connection with yourself. It is. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's not being self-centered. It's not selfish. It's being the personal connection with yourself is the most important. So I want you for this 2 weeks and throughout the whole fasting to dedicate yourself that every time you go to the bathroom, whether you're going to brush your teeth, do your hair, or go to the bathroom or have a shower, that you're going to go and look in the mirror and you're going to look. And if you don't want to say anything, don't. But look right into your eyes because you never do. And stay there long enough that you connect with yourself. And if you want to, you can even look into the Braveheart 12 Loving Steps and you can look at the mirror connection or even do the Braveheart oath or make your own. You could say something like this: today and every day, Daryl, I will totally, unconditionally love and care for you. I will make healthy decisions on an emotional and physical level. You can say anything you want, but go check out the Braveheart manual and let's take it step by step. So, what did I tell you? Lionheart breathing. And understand something. Breathe. Just breathe. This is just a moment in time. It's not your whole story. So if you were to do the Lionheart breathing and you were to go 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, put a slight smile on your face, okay? Keep your chin up. No matter what goes wrong, you're not going to crash because every time you crash emotionally, you are going to crash physically. And that's why people cannot heal. That's why people aren't healing today. They don't even know they're stressed because they've been stressed for so long. That's the main program they're running. And then also take a look at doing the Braveheart Life Band. And guess what that is? It's just 3, 2, 1. I got this. Counting backwards. Okay, this is a hug. This is a kiss. And every time you have a negative thought, you go, that's the old me. I got this. I love and approve of myself. Wow, I'm amazing. I'm a genius. I'm healing already. You can do whatever you want. But guess what? We can feel it. We can hear it. Okay, and we can see it. So we're bringing all of our senses, or most of our senses, into this program. And understand, when I first started this, I might do this 30 to 50 times a day. I'd be on a bus, or if I was waiting, I'd be just clicking it. Because my subconscious got to know every time I clicked it, I was kissing myself. This was a hug. And I was telling my subconscious, there's a new sheriff in town. And that sheriff is called total love and total care. And understand something. The only reason why you're sick is because you're running a sick program. The only reason why you're healthy is because you're running a healthy program. And understand something. The programs that are the most prominent, dominant ones will decide on what kind of life you're going to have. And understand, today, basically almost the whole population, we are an inflammation nation. We've got issues in our tissues because we got issues in our subconscious, and we don't even know we're running programs that are defeating us. So understand, the more you run these programs, negative ones, the more adrenaline, cortisol, histamine you're going to dump, and the more acidic you're going to become. And guess what? That means you're going to have fat cells. So you're going to have love handles, spare tires, you're going to retain water, because understand something, you're not overweight, you're overinflamed. And you're not even just overinflamed physically, you are overinflamed emotionally. So, if that continues, healthy tissue is going to become scar tissue, because that's what happens. When you get inflammation, you actually burn up your tissues to beef jerky. And if it continues longer and we have a deficit, okay, of 33%, okay, or more of oxygen, then we get mutation, because our cells don't want to die, so they become cancerous, because now they're not living on oxygen because there's not enough, so they're living off lactic acid and sugars. So the reality is, whatever you feed will eventually feed on you if it's negative. And understand something, filter out the negative or become the filter. So focus on what you want in your life, not on what you don't want in your life. If you have a sickness or if you have something emotionally going wrong in your life and you focus on that, it's going to get worse. You need to focus on what you want. You need to find your passion and your purpose, and you need to stay with that, okay? So here we go. Scar tissue to a tumor, all right? So healthy tissue will become scar tissue, and it will go to a tumor. So most people are a ticking time bomb. And understand this, in this day and age with 5G, GMOs, okay, all the processed food and the stress that people don't even know they're under, if they don't do things like advanced water fasting where they can go in and create autophagy to eat up these cells that are not just scar tissue that could become cancerous, it's not going to be a great life, is it? But we know that if you do an advanced water fast, you create more stem cells and you create more autophagy, which means you eat up the bad and you create the good. And that's what it's all about. Okay? All right. So where's your focus today? Let's focus on reducing the toxic load over the next 2 weeks on an emotional and physical level, so we prepare for the 6-day advanced water fasting challenge. Okay? So understand this, tumor to healthy tissue. Right. So if you want to change parts of your personality and if you want to change your reality, then guess what? You're going to have to erase some programs inside yourself and rewrite the story. Okay? You got to become the hero. You can't stay the victim. And the only way you're going to get empowered is through truth. And the truth is, you are the practitioner you've been looking for. You can, as you see in this slide, go from tumor to just scar tissue and then back to healthy tissue. Look at, if you can create something that is a negative, you can create something that's a positive. You just need to know the rules. Okay. So in 2 weeks, we're going to have the advanced water fasting 6-day kickoff. Now, let's go over some things on what we need to do to prepare for that. Okay. First of all, you need to go, like I said, to my library, International Training Institute of Health.com/library, and go take a look at the 4 pillars of the perfect day guide. Okay? And look at those 4 pillars. So we're talking about emotional, nutritional, diet, and exercise. Go look at them. See what you can initiate. Okay? Now, if you want to take the time, you can go to the Perfect Day Lifestyle Guide, and you can watch the Perfect Day video in there, or you can read and really take in a lot of information. Some people have more time than others. Some people like to read. Some people don't like to read. But just remember, there's videos in almost every guide. Again, let me just say this, and also go check out the Emotional Freedom Guide if you'd like to learn more about how your mind works and how you need to master your mind to master your health. You can watch the videos that are in there, or you can, if you don't have the time to go through the whole guide, then just go to the 12 loving steps, and then you don't have to take them all on. Just look at the 4 pillars. Inside the 12 loving steps, you'll find the 4 pillars, which are what? Well, the lion heart breathing, the Love Band, Life Band, okay, the mirror work, okay, and the personal connection or the couples connection. So take a look at those. I'm going to tell you something. What you do is going to matter. It's always mattered. What you think matters because it creates matter. Remember, E equals MC squared. Okay? Now, advanced fast 2-week preparation. You don't have to do this. You can stay on your diet if you want. I hope you've got a good one, okay? Because the more toxic the diet is, okay, the more bumps you might find in the road, okay? Now, if you're on like a diet like the Perfect Day diet that you'll see in our guide, then you're going to be ready. You'll just go right in. But do you understand that it would be really great over this next 2 weeks that you would bring down your physical toxic load and your emotional one? Well, let's talk about that. So I already said that what you want to do for the 2 weeks is really take a look at the 4 pillars of the Perfect Day and the Braveheart 12 Loving Steps. So that's in the library. You can slim it down if you want and just look at the 4 pillars of self-love and self-care, and you'll find those in the guide. Now, on a physical level, if I had 2 weeks and I had what we would call, what people call a normal healthy diet, which is not normal and it's not healthy, okay, I would be taking a look at daily cleansing tea and getting on that right away. And I'd be taking it twice a day, and you can read about it if you want. But because daily cleansing tea will clean out your colon, help to clean out your liver, your lymph, your blood, okay? And it helps to take the load off, even with the lungs. Now, you can also do what's called daily cleansing tea caps. If you want to take a look, just go and take a look at our information on that. The next thing I would do to prepare is take a look at Tummy Love. It's made out of humic and it's made out of fulvic. And what it does, it helps to bring up your bacteria, and it also helps to remediate bringing heavy metals, okay, and acidity out of your body, and it helps to deliver nutrition to the cells. And then black gold you can mix with your blender drinks, or you can put in soups, okay? Or you could even mix it with the coffee grounds with your coffee if you're still drinking coffee during this period before the fast, okay, to help to alkaline and to help to go in and remediate through the digestive tract heavy metals and acidity. And also it helps to deliver nutrition, and it also helps to, with the daily cleansing tea, relieve you of parasites and some of the bulk wastes, okay? And for those of you, okay, that understand that when you go to fast, you want to do what? Well, 2 things. The more our immune system is up and the more alkaline we are. So take a look at our Sinonian minerals, and I would take 2 Sinonian mineral capsules twice a day during that period. And then I would do what's called silver bullet solution. And you can take that even during the fast because it doesn't turn on the digestive tract. And silver bullet solution helps to enhance and protect your immune system and create an environment that viruses, bacteria, and fungus cannot live in. Okay? Now, you can also take the silver bullet solution and you can actually nebulize it. Okay? So there's silver bullet solution in here, and you can nebulize that, okay, before or even during your fast to help to clean up infection and to support your actually immune system. And we'll talk about it in a while, but you can also use Bright Eyes fulvic nano drops, okay? All right, so let's move on. Now, here's the deal. Here's the test. See if you can do a media blackout starting now, all the next 2 weeks, and then those 6 days of the advanced water fast. Find out how much your stress comes down. Find out how much more you have more energy in your body and you're much calmer. And understand something, if you're not in the present moment, you don't own it, so you can't heal. If you're worried about your future or something about your past, then you're everywhere else being everyone else, which means that you're wasting energy and you are not going to heal. So what you need to do is say yes to you as much as possible and no to other things that are going to get in your way. You need to say no because you need as much time as you can to rest. So let's talk about that. Tips for a great night's sleep. First of all, have your room cool, okay? Have your room cool. Keep your room as dark as possible. Use a sleep mask if light is getting in. Completely avoid caffeine. Get sun exposure during the day. If possible, it's so important. The sun is a great healer. Okay? Doc of Detox, lengthen and strengthen exercises. Please go into my do-it-yourself guide and take a look in there and watch the videos. These are amazing lengthen, strengthen, detox, and tone exercises. Look at, go and try our exercises and then tell me that they're not doing more for you for healing than anything else you've ever done. All right? These are amazing exercises. I'd love you to take a look at them. They're called the pelvic activation squats, pelvic enhancer, the belly button therapy, the crab stretch. Go take a look. There's only a few, but I'll tell you, they really open you up. And it's all about opening you up and getting the flow going. Also, avoid bright light and blue light after sunlight, or you will mess up your circadian rhythm and you'll find yourself laying there trying to get to sleep. The other thing you want to do just before you go to bed is do belly button therapy, okay? And with the belly button therapy, you also want to do what we call belly button activation. We'll be talking about that. And for some people, you'll want to do belly button therapy, and also you'll want to do a therapeutic suppository rectally, okay? And for those of you who actually own an Avicin or a Bioptron, all right, it is very important that you utilize these things in the morning and also when you before you go to bed at night to help to balance everything in the body, all right? And make sure that you take a look at the pelvic expander, because the more that you open your pelvis, the more you help your core, the more you help to create more information to go into the spine, to go into the spinal fluid, to work with your brain. It's called gut-brain connection, all right? And don't forget that, you know what, meditation, prayer, okay, doing your gratitudes before you go to sleep, and connecting to lion heart breathing while you're doing your belly button therapy, all right? So check these things out. You don't have to do all of these things. You don't have to do any of these things. These are all just things to really help you get to really become and feel in love with that physical and emotional body. You know what? Spending time with yourself, people just don't do it. People don't do that. And you need to honor that God-given vehicle that you've been given to heal it. You need to respect it. You need to honor it. Okay, so take a look at this slide. This is something you need to think about. If you could lay your head down, even if you're at work, for 5 minutes every hour during the day, or when you start to feel stressed out if you're going to work, or even if you're not working and you're doing this fast, you need to do a 5-minute timeout. Whether you go to the bathroom and sit on the toilet and close your eyes, connect to your lion heart breathing, okay? Because you know what? Nobody can stop you from not going to the bathroom, okay? But the reality is, if you can do 5-minute timeouts, you're going to heal better, you're going to feel better, and you're not going to feel that this fast is like a grind. Because when you do the advanced water fast, you're taking all your energy to go in to deal with the diseases that can cripple us and put us in the hospital and even kill us. So what do you think? Your body's going to war in a loving way to get rid of that which can cripple you in the future. So we need to honor as much as possible the job that we've just asked our body to do on this advanced water fast. Now, this is a pretty big deal, guys, and people have not gotten this yet. But if you'll take a look at this slide, okay, the first thing you're going to see is blue light protection. But it's not just blue light protection. it's actually Tesla lightware healing. You know how people will actually get what's called blue blockers? You can get them. They're going to help to try to manage the blue light, but how would you like to master it? Okay, so understand, if you are doing an advanced water fast and you're shutting down your digestive tract to go in to detoxify the dis-ease within the body, your body needs the most energy it can. And we know that blue light poisoning is one of the worst things happening today to the human population. So take a look, and if it's affordable, you'll want to get these. And if it's not affordable, get yourself blue blockers, right? And the other thing is get yourself a tube scarf, because a tube scarf, okay, you need to put that on because you need to protect your thyroid. So all of you out there, that if you're working in front of a computer or you're working in a place that's in a mall, you know, whenever you can, because your thyroid is only 2 centimeters deep from your throat. So if you have like a tube scarf or a silk scarf in front, it's going to block the blue light, and you're going to have a lot more energy, and you're not going to have so many hormone problems, okay? All right, so let's talk about key tips for optimal hydration, all right? Now, first thing is you've got to drink enough water. Most people believe that they drink enough water, but they don't. And I'll tell you right now, if I was someone who really wanted to change my life, I would get 3 containers that were 1 liter to 1 quart in size if I was a woman. I'd get 4 of those if I was a man, because it's worth the investment, because you'll know that when you finished your 3, you drank your water. And the reality is people just don't drink enough water. If you're a man, you're going to do at least 4 quarts, 4 liters a day. Understand, if it can be structured water, that'd be great, because it's got the lowest surface tension, delivers more nutrients to the cells, detoxifies much more efficiently than any other water. But guess what? Just get the best water you can, okay? And the other thing is, when you first wake up in the morning, make sure it's hot water. And the reality is this: when I do an advanced water fast, I don't just do 16 ounces. I actually do 32 to 40 ounces of hot water, which I then put in Himalayan salt, 1 level tablespoon. But that's me. I'm just telling you what I do right now. And that is, I put in 1 level tablespoon of Himalayan salt into about 32 ounces to 40 ounces of hot water, because I really like to clean out. And Himalayan salt has so many great minerals in it as well. Okay. But for the average person that's starting this, do 16 ounces of hot water and put in 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt in the morning. This is to help you to mineralize, also to help to move your bowels, because there's nothing worse than being on a fast and having a cork up your bum. And we don't want that. No, we don't. So you want to make sure that you drink your water sooner in the day, whether you're on a fast or not. So I will drink by 2 o'clock. I will have into me 3, even up to 4 quarts of water. I'll be done by 4 o'clock, definitely with 4 quarts. And I do that every day. And understand something, there'll be a lot of days I don't eat, or I'll have 1 meal, or I'll have a blender drink and a salad. So understand something, that water, okay, creates hydrogen, and water gives you oxygen, and water cleanses you, and water gives you energy. Okay, so let's make sure that we get enough water. And you can drink hot water throughout the day as well. Now, drink structured water continuously, or drink water continuously throughout the day. And just like in nature, animals, in the morning, they will really hydrate. Like, they'll have a great bowel movement, maybe a few of them, and then they'll really hydrate well in the morning. And that's what you need to do. So focus on doing the majority of your water sooner in the day, okay? Because that will help you not burn out. And when we feel like our eyes are dry, when we feel like we can't think clearly, when our mouth is dry, it's already too late. So we want to stay on top of this as much as possible. And you can also flavor your water. Okay, so you can flavor it with things like super cinnamon, which really helps to balance out your sugar levels. If you are a sugar junkie or a flour junkie, it will help you to get rid of those sugar cravings, whether you're on the fast or not. Okay, and you can also put lemon lift in. Okay, a few drops, like 2 or 3 drops of lemon lift. and if you like the lemon flavor, or you could put in orange burst. But understand something, you can actually create this power water, okay, by using, okay, so what I do, when I'm fasting, I put fulvic acid concentrate liquid into all my water throughout the day, except for the water that I mix my ionic calcium into, okay? But I put fulvic acid in. I'll put 1 teaspoon for every 16 ounces. And then I'll put in a couple of drops of the essential oil that I feel that I would like to have. And usually for me, it is super cinnamon because it really helps with blood sugar levels, no matter if you're fasting or not. Okay? Now, the other thing is eliminate caffeine and alcohol. Eliminate caffeine and alcohol. It's really important. And never, like I said, never let yourself feel dehydrated, because if you do, you're ruining the fast. Really stay on top of this. You'll know. Everybody says they drink enough water, but wait until you start fasting and then you'll realize you have not been drinking enough water. Okay? All right? And what you want to do, whether you're fasting or not, is you want to drink 3/4 of an ounce of water for every pound that you weigh. Now, just, let me see. Probably about, I'd say 15 years ago, they would say a half an ounce for every pound you weigh, but there wasn't all this EMF. There wasn't all this chemical spraying in the skies. There wasn't so much cooked and processed foods. So the list goes on. And what about all the stress that we have? Okay? So no, water is a healer, and understand something. You think you drink enough, but lovingly push yourself to drink more, okay? All right, so the average person will do 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt or real salt with 16 ounces of hot water first thing in the morning during the advanced water fast, all right? And play around with that. You can do more or you can do less. I leave it up to you, and go by how you feel. And go by your feelings. That's always the best thing to do, okay? Now, you can take a look here. Here's the deal. No, I wouldn't want to do the daily cleansing caps when I'm on the 6-day advanced water fasting challenge. But the reality is you might want to do the daily cleansing caps now. There's no stimulant, no laxative. We got to get that bowel cleansed. We got to bring down that toxic load, because when you go to detoxifying your 6-day advanced water cleanse, you do not, okay, want to be backed up. So I wouldn't be doing daily cleansing caps during the 6-day water fast, but I would do them maybe if I felt I was bunged up during the 2-week prep. Now, some people have to do daily cleansing tea during the fast because their bowels don't move, because their bowels are too twisted, there's too many adhesions in there, or their bowel is lacking tone, or the fecal matter is so encrusted with mucus that it's not moving out properly. But first and foremost, we're going to do the saltwater flush. But I would have at least the daily cleansing tea on hand and have some made and have it already in the fridge, okay? Now, during your 2 weeks, okay, prior to the 6-day advanced water fasting challenge, all right? Did you ever hear of intermittent water fasting? Well, intermittent water fasting is where all you're doing is water from a certain period to a certain period. Some people will be able to go 12 hours. So what would that be? Well, from 8 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock in the morning, all you're doing is water. You might add other things into it, like your ionic, your calcium ion therapy, or, or you might add into there some essential oils like we already talked about, or you might add some fulvic, okay, acid concentrate or humic acid concentrate or tummy love, right? During those 2 weeks. But the reality is the longer you can go with just doing water is the better it's going to be. So, for myself, I don't eat until noon or 1 o'clock, okay? And then I stop eating around 6. So you can see how long I go without eating food. So you might go 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours. You might go longer. You might go 18 hours. Some people will even go longer, go 19 or 21. And then, of course, a 24-hour fast is a full day fast. But the reality is you want to do it gradually, and you'll find that you can go longer and longer without food, because everything is a program in the mind before it's a program anywhere else. A lot of people believe that if they don't have 3 snacks a day and 3 meals a day, they're going to die. Meanwhile, I will usually only have 1 whole plant-based meal a day and a blender drink, but I will drink a lot of liquid throughout the day, and I will put energy medicine supplementation in there, meaning that high vibrational nutrients, okay? All right. Let's move on. So practice, see what you can do with your intermittent fasting for this 2 weeks, and then start getting your body prepared for when you're going to be not eating at all, okay? All right. And you'd be surprised, if you eat 2 what we would call North American meals, like the majority of the population will eat a day, you'll burn as much energy as if you walk 10 miles. Now, just think when you start doing the 6-day advanced water fasting challenge, and if you're using some of our energy medicine high frequency supplementation that doesn't turn on, that bypasses the Krebs cycle, doesn't turn on your digestive tract, it just turns you on and gives you more energy. So I just wanted to show you quickly here. This is the Doc of Detox structured water unit. From the left, you see that's for the shower. The portable is in the middle that you can put under any tap around the world, or run any other liquids through to structure them to make sure that you get more nutrition out of it. And then what you see on the far right, well, that's a house unit, okay? Now, why don't you start doing this right now? If you want to have, you want to pull out a lot of heavy metals, if you want to pull out a lot of acidity, why don't you try what we call coconut or castor oil pulling? Now, castor oil, okay, believe it or not, castor oil is stronger when you do oil pulling. Now, what you're doing is you're taking, usually you're going to take 2 tablespoons of either castor oil or coconut oil. And what you're going to do is you can add into that, all right, what we call healthy mouth. And all you do is add 1 drop per tablespoon. And then you take that, and then you can go anywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes, and you're swishing that around in your mouth. And most of the time when I do this, I'll do it when I go in the shower, have a glass there, so that after I'm done my shower, I will just, then I will spit the castor oil or the coconut oil, whatever you decide you want to do, into the glass, because you don't want it to clog up the drain. And understand something. This is really powerful, especially people who have different types of gum disease or heavy metal poisoning in the body. And it really does pull out a lot of acidity and heavy metals and toxins out, okay? So you can take a look at that. You'll actually find that in my book, Healthy to 100, okay? You'll find it in my book, Healthy to 100. And also, you'll find us talking about it in the Do-It-Yourself guide as well, all right? So let's move on. Okay, so dry skin brushing. Okay, first of all, circulation is the key, right? We know that. And we know that when you skin brush, you get a lot of dry skin cells that come off the body so the skin can breathe better. Your skin is the largest detox organ. You're bringing, and you want to skin brush to the point that the skin looks pinky, okay? And this is a Doc of Detox natural skin brush. And it's actually made out of bamboo. Now, so what you're going to do is you're going to skin brush your whole body. And if you want to get the instructions for that, you can go into my Do-It-Yourself guide in the library. I actually have a video showing it, but you can also go into my Healthy to 100 book that I wrote, and you can go look at the PDF that's actually in the library, the Doc of Detox library, or you can order your own book for $15. So you're going to start from the bottom, and you're going to skin brush the whole body, and wait till you see, all that dust that's in your house? Well, that's what that comes from. And you know what? The health of your skin is the health of your large intestine. Otherwise, your skin mirrors the health of your large intestine. So those people that have skin problems, dry skin, eczema, psoriasis, or pimples, this gives you a good idea about your digestive tract and mainly your large intestine. Now, a lot of people, I'd say, do skin brushing prior to going into the shower, okay? And when you get into the shower, you can put like a white stool in the shower that you can sit on, and then you can do what's called an Epsom salt glow, or you could do a cocoa salt glow. Now, what's the difference? So you just did your skin brushing, or maybe you didn't do skin brushing, but your skin is still dry. You sit on the white stool, and then what we do is we got a big Tupperware container, and we bought a 10-pound container from Costco where we put the Epsom salts in the Tupperware container. Then we wet it down with water. We use structured water. If you don't have a structure unit, that's fine. Just use water. Make it to the consistency of wet sand. And then what we do is we take either lemongrass, or we take our lemongrass essential oil, or we take Muscle Restore essential oil, and we put a lot of essential oil into it. You don't need to put oil in if you don't want, but it just helps, because I'll explain in a minute. So now you've got the Epsom salts, you wet it down to the consistency of sand, and now you add your essential oils. And then what you do is you scrub your body with the Epsom salt glow. And, you know, it's kind of like a little bit like sandpaper. So it's still getting more of the dead skin cells off, but what it's doing is Epsom salts are full of magnesium. So the magnesium will get absorbed into the skin, but also what you need to understand is it also will create the blood flow to come to the top. So now you're carrying toxins to the top to detoxify. Your skin is the largest detox organ, but also you're getting the microcirculation going. So you're going to have a better toned, more beautiful skin. Okay. And remember something, your skin is the largest detox organ. So get it working on your side. Now, cocoa salt glow, you do the same thing. And you would take the Epsom salts, wet it down to the consistency of sand, and then if I had 10 pounds of Epsom salts and I wet it down to the consistency of wet sand, then I would take 1 pound of coconut oil, okay, and I would mix that coconut oil throughout the wet Epsom salts. And before I mix the coconut oil in, I would put my essential oils in. Okay, you got that? So Epsom salts, wet it down to the consistency of sand, and then put in your essential oil that you love, and put in as much as you want, and then you mix 1/10 of whatever the amount is. 1/10 is coconut oil. Mix that, and now guess what? If you do a cocoa salt glow, your skin is dry. Just find one of those white stools that you can sit on in your shower. Scrub your whole body. Okay. When you get done your shower, you've already moisturized your skin. So the Epsom salt glow, it doesn't moisturize, right? But the cocoa salt glow, it does. So if you own a sauna, you'll want to do skin brushing, the Epsom salt glow, and then shower off, and then go into your infrared sauna or your steam sauna. Guess what? You just improved your sweating ability and your detox ability by 1,000%. And I'm not making that up, by 1,000%, because you got the dead skin cells off, you got the lymph flowing, you got the blood flowing. Boy, isn't that great, eh? So now, those of you who are doing the Advanced Water Fasting Challenge, okay, and you're doing your 2-week prep, you can do this in the 2-week prep and in the 6-day Advanced Water Fasting Challenge. And remember something, you can go longer than 6 days, or you can go shorter, or just watch and don't do it at all until you feel comfortable. But what you do is you take the Epsom salt glow that has no coconut oil in it, right? And just the Epsom salt glow that's already mixed, and you can put 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That's right. And you're going to mix that into 1 cup, 1 teaspoon to 1 cup. And then you can use that to go in and do a salt glow on what? Well, areas that have scar tissue, areas that you know have adhesions. Let's say you had a really sore hip, increase the circulation, but you know what it really helps with? Love handles and fat and cellulite. That's the main reason we use it. But don't be putting it all over your body. If you've got love handles, just do those. Okay, if you've got a tummy you want to get rid of, just do your tummy. Don't do the tummy and the love handles. You know, break it up, because you can't put a cayenne salt glow all over your body, because you'll just be going crazy. It'll feel hot and you'll feel irritated. It's for spot therapy. So I hope you got it. There you go. All right. So now those are things that we can do to really get going. Remember, we want to lubricate every joint. We want to have that flexibility. We want that tone. We want that circulation. We want to prepare ourselves for the best 6-day advanced water fast we could have. Now, we're going to talk about the Doc of Detox exercises. Take a look at this. Pelvic activation squat. You can go and look at how to do these if you go to the DIY guide, do it yourself guide in my library. Okay? So go to the do it yourself guide in my library, and you're going to see there's 3 different squats here. Okay? So the first squat is called the pelvic hug. Okay? And it's on the left. All right? The next squat is called the pelvic warrior. Okay? On the right. And the 2 at the bottom are called the pelvic stretch. All right? I'll tell you something right now. You want to open up your pelvis. You want to stretch your spine out. And this is the most amazing thing you can do. You know, once we got the toilet, when we sit on the toilet, we don't squat anymore. And squatting is the most healthiest, normal thing that we should be doing. But, you know, convenience can be a killer, right? So let's go on to the next slide. So this one is called the crab stretch. Just follow what I do. You know, you can look at this slide, but you really got to go into the library. And in the library, I show you how to do the crab stretch, okay? So go into the library, click on the do-it-yourself guide, and go do the crab stretch. Would you like to totally open up your chest? Would you like to totally stretch out your shoulders? Would you like to loosen up the scapulas, the wings on your back? Okay? Would you like to roll out your neck? Would you like to feel really like aligned and not tight and contracted? Remember, if you can loosen things up, like lengthen, strengthen, detox, and tone, then you are going to prepare yourself to have a beautiful day. And you won't tear out, you won't have a sprain, you won't fall down. It's all about balance, and it's all about what? Expansion, not contraction. And today we're too contracted. Now, take a look at this. This is called pelvic expander. Now, you can order a pelvic expander, okay, in Canada, and we don't make them, we don't sell them, so to keep the price down. And you'll see the link and for United States, and you'll see the link for Canada. And if you want to buy one, you can get one. Understand something. There is no better exercise than this to open up your pelvis, to help your hips, to help your spine. I'm telling you. Every pregnant woman should have it. Everyone that thinks they need hip surgery should do this. Everyone that thinks they need spine surgery or low back problems should do this. Well, everybody should just do it, actually. To opening up your pelvis, that's the holy grail of everything. Now, you can actually take 3 chairs or 4 chairs, and you can line them up, and you could lay down on 3 or 4 chairs, and you see where her leg is up on the pelvic expander? Well, where her leg is up, you could put that on the side of an open door, and you put it on the left side of the door, on the door jamb, and then you hang your other leg in the doorway. And you want to do that, and when you do this, you can actually, if you do it for like 15 minutes, you will feel, and when you're doing any of these exercises, whether it's the pelvic squats, whether it's the crab stretch, whether it's the pelvic expander, make sure that you always are doing the Lionheart breathing, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. And wherever you feel the pain, because a little bit of pain is fine, but we're not going to tear ourselves out or push it too far. But wherever you feel the pain, try to just close your eyes and breathe into that area. Really, send your breath into that area and you'll see that the pain will leave, okay? But anyways, you've got to go. If you want to see the video, you got to go to my library and click on the do-it-yourself guide, okay? All right, let's talk about belly button therapy. Now, here it is, everyone. This is called the belly button therapy kit. Now, you can buy this you can buy this under exercise equipment or under equipment if you want on the Doc of Detox. Now, the belly button therapy will actually release 70% of your serotonin, 50% of your dopamine. Pretty amazing, eh? And it'll do it in 5 to 7 minutes. Now, I will be talking about this more and more as time goes on, because people don't understand that pushing the belly button is the most important button to push, and that there's nothing else that can release more dopamine, more serotonin, more endorphins, okay? All right? Than doing belly button therapy, and it's so simple. And again, go to my do-it-yourself guide in my library and watch the video. That's the best way to do this. Next thing is this. After you've done your belly button nerve activation, guess what? If you want to, okay, activate 72,000 nerves in your body for healing, okay, what you do is you drop in 2 drops of Doc of Detox frankincense. And understand something, we do carry the best frankincense in the world, and I truly believe that, and we carry it at the best price. So do some shopping around. I think you'll find I'm right. So put 2 drops, after you do your belly button therapy, two drops of frankincense oil, and then we put in 2 drops of a mix of 50-50 of CBD and THC oil, because we like the whole plant effect. And you will stimulate 72,000 nerves throughout the whole body to put you into more of a healing, relaxation phase. And you'll feel it. And I know this might sound silly and it's trivial, but it's not trivial. And understand, even if you don't do the belly button therapy, okay, you can still do the frankincense, THC, CBD drops. All right? Okay. Let's move on. Now, here's the one thing that people don't get is that every disease has a block. Okay? Every disease is a block. Every disease is a block. And that's why you have pain. That's why you feel disruption, because the energy's trying to flow, the blood's trying to flow, the lymph's trying to flow, but it's coming up against that block, which could be calcium, displaced calcium, scar tissue, or crystallization. Let me tell you this. I don't want to go into it deeply, but if you buy a clapper from us, it's the least expensive thing you'll ever do. Go to my website and go to our library, click on the library, go in and watch, okay? Watch the preparation clapping video on how to do it properly and why you want to do it, because it's so powerful. And then you can go and do the how to clap your lungs and heart for health. That's a good place to start. And then I have a video in there where I actually show lightly how to clap the whole body. And guess what, guys? What do you think I'm going to do? Well, in about 4 weeks, we're going to start showing how to do every body part, okay, how to do one-shot therapy, how to do the clapping, and how to actually use other external things to actually heal every part of the body. And we're going to show you how to do every part of the body. And understand, if you start clapping and you have a bruise come up, whether it's light purple, dark purple, or black, you got to understand something. The clapper didn't bruise you, okay? You got rotten blood, toxic lymph, and you've got tissue disintegration going on in that area. Remember something. We're going to bring the toxicity to the surface. And toxicity, when you do this, it is discoloration. And that discoloration is light purple, dark purple, or black. We are not bruising you. How about people who say, oh my gosh, I didn't even bang into anything and I bruised? That's right, because you're rotten to the core. It means that your large intestine has been spewing out and dumping waste into your blood, into your tissues, and you've been backing up and you don't have enough oxygen, don't have enough nutrition, but basically you don't have enough microcirculation or circulation in there. So you have got unhealthy tissue and unhealthy fluids, and when you start clapping, that discoloration of the toxins from the tissues and from the fluid in your body will come to the surface. And that is the truth, okay? People don't know what real healing is. Now, for those of you who own an Avicen or a Bioptron, make sure that you're doing the Avicen and the Bioptron even up to 4 times a day. And I would be doing Avicen at least half an hour 4 times a day, or an hour twice a day, and then you could use the right hand, then the left hand. And as far as the Bioptron goes, anytime that you can, put the Bioptron on your face, okay, to take in all that beautiful light, okay, or put it on your feet to help to balance your actual energy grid, I would do that, or put it, or using the light anywhere where you might feel pain. But just remember something: wherever you feel pain, if you start clapping, the pain will leave. I promise you that. The more chronic it is, the longer you have to clap, okay, and maybe the harder. But the reality is, this pain is a GPS, and if you're going to run away from it, you're always going to be in it. All right. While you're going through the 2-week period, if you want, you can use what's called DMSO gel. It's stronger than the DMSO rose cream. DMSO gel is good for like on joints areas and bony areas. The DMSO rose cream is more on the muscle tissue of the body. And what it is DMSO is made from pine trees, and it's like a solvent, and it'll go in and increase the circulation, so it'll feel itchy in that area, but it'll help to heal the tissues, heal the joints, and it'll reduce the pain. Now, Pain Away is actually what it is. If you're in pain, you can put Pain Away on every 15 minutes if you want throughout the day. And remember, Pain Away doesn't hide the pain. Pain Away gets rid of the pain because it's healing the tissues. Understand something. When you work with Mother Nature and the pain goes away, you've healed yourself. If you're working with drugs, you're suppressing the pain, so you're going to pay down the road. Okay? All right. So peppermint is for somebody who's in such severe pain. They could use our peppermint. It has a cooling effect so that it'll override the pain feeling. But if I were you, I would always do a few drops, maybe about 6 drops of peppermint, and rub it on my feet first thing in the morning. Again, before you go to sleep. If you do it in the morning, it stimulates you, wakes you up, helps to reduce pain in the body. If you do it before bed, it helps you to sleep and calm down quicker. Isn't that something? And the other one is called Muscle Restore. Now, for those people that are trying to heal tissues in their body, Muscle Restore is the one to go with, okay? All right? There you go. Now, let's just talk about this again. Please do not forget that every morning, okay, you are going to do 16 ounces of hot water with 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt, okay? So you need to do that, and it needs to be first thing. And you can mix in fulvic acid concentrate during this time, or even during the 6-day advanced water fasting challenge, and all it'll do is reduce the acidity, okay, and deliver more nutrition to your cells without turning on your digestive tract, okay? All right, here we go. So this what makes us different, okay? Most people still today are archaic in the way that they'll actually do a water fast. And the problem is people are, what, do you think people aren't toxic? 25 years ago, people were probably about 30-40% of the toxicity that they are today. And I'm not making that up. Think about it. 86% of the population has an autoimmune disease, and most of them have 2 or 3 of them. Isn't that great? You know, you can say to someone today, are you healthy? And they'll say yes. And meanwhile, they've got diabetes. Just because they're on insulin, they think that they're healthy. People think that they're healthy if they're not in the hospital. There you go. Okay, so let's talk about the advanced water fast. Now, with the advanced water fast, why do we call it that way? Well, because we're using energy medicine nutritionals that do not turn on the digestive tract, but turn on your energy, okay? You'll have to go in and you can read about all of these. I'm just going to be very brief about this, okay? But these can all be added throughout the whole 6 days, okay? And they can be added before, during, and after. The fulvic acid, what it does, it carries the nutrition that's in your body already to the cells more efficiently, okay? And it will actually carry over 60 different nutrients that can be in the body to the cells. It dumps that off, and then guess what it does? It loads itself up with heavy metals and acidity 3 times its weight to bring out of the body. Now, we usually look at doing about 1 teaspoon, okay? 1 teaspoon of fulvic acid every 16 ounces of water that we drink. But go by what you feel. The Ormus minerals are actually, they're bringing in lots of minerals, but because they're more etheric means that they're not physically based, they're not going to turn on your digestive tract, but they're going to make you feel very stable. You're not going to feel shaky. You're not going to feel hypoglycemic. You're going to be more focused with your brain, okay? All right. And then we've got the orange that you can, orange burst that you can add to your water. We also have the lemon lift that you can add to your water. And we also have the super cinnamon. And my favorite is super cinnamon because guess what? It's got that sweetness to it, but it's not sugar. Of course it's not. But what it does, it shuts down your sugar craving, and it also shuts down your refined carbo craving. So that makes it easier, but it also helps to balance your blood sugar and create more energy in your body. And then we have what? The silver bullet liquid. Now remember, this is nano silver, not colloidal, but it's nano. And being nano silver means that you can actually drink this in your water before, after the 6-day or during the 6-day advanced water fast. And what the silver bullet does, when you drink that, it creates an environment that viruses, bacteria, fungus cannot live in. But silver helps to build the immune system at the same time. So it really just helps to support your body. So if you're dealing with detoxifying fungal, viral, bacterial, okay, it's going to take care of it a lot easier and simpler. All right. So let's move on. Okay. So these are our Life Crystal nutritional products. Now, we're the only ones that actually carry Life Crystals in the world. Dr. George Merkel invented these. They actually help to regenerate tissue throughout the body. Now, the ATP Plus is mainly for energy. It has ATP in it, but it goes in and it helps to repair the mitochondria and helps the mitochondria put out more ATP. Did you know that a 75 kilogram man needs 85 kilograms of ATP every day? Wow. What do you think of that? So that's why when we get sick and have a disease, it's because the mitochondria are damaged. Did you know that cancer is caused because of dysfunctional, broken down mitochondrial, and in most cases, guess what happens? It's the actual calcium we pull from the bones because the cells become so acidic that the calcium actually goes in and it blocks the mitochondria from working. Okay? And you'll see that if you go into my calcium ion guide in my library, and you can go in and we talk about it. We show the science of how that happens. All right, so the ATP, you can take that 1 teaspoon anywhere from up to 6 times a day, once to 6 times a day. Divine Vine, it also has, it creates ATP, but not as much. It works on the thyroid and balancing the hormones. So if your hormones are all over the place or your thyroid is out of whack, then that's the one I would go with if I was on my advanced fast or before, after, or during. All right. And the pineal, yeah, it creates ATP as well, which is energy, but it focuses on actually the pineal gland and the brain. So you got to decide between these three, and they can all be taken once to 6 times a day. And yes, they taste sweet, but guess what? They are a 5-carbon sugar, which means that they bypass the Krebs cycle and they don't turn on your digestion, but they increase your detoxification and your immune building. Go figure. All right. So what I believe to be the greatest scientific nutritional breakthrough in the last 75 years is Doc of Detox calcium ion therapy. Please go into my library and click on this guide and go see real research, real facts, real testimonials to prove that you could get somebody that has osteoporosis so bad their bones are crumbling, and that within 9 months to a year, you could totally change that around, even if they're in their 80s, and they would have the bone structure of a healthy 30, 40-year-old. All right? Now, here are the calcium ion products, okay? The calcium ion products are Merigen. That's for more chronic, really chronic conditions all the way up to cancer. Megagen is what people will take when they're healthy to maintain it. These are actually the only true calcium products that you can take that actually do what they're supposed to do in the human body. Because after the age of 25, 30, the human growth hormone, it takes a real dive, especially because of all the Wi-Fi, 4G, and pretty soon 5G, all the blue light and all the toxicity. We are so whacked out. And The proof is in the pudding with this product. So Merigen is from everything from autoimmune disease to cancer. The Megagen is more for maintenance. The Cardigen is for joint problems, okay? For joint problems. Dentagen is for jaw and teeth problems. Alzogen is for memory. Ozo Junior is for children under 12 years old, okay? Or children that aren't developing, or for autistic children, or children that just have a balance problem, all right? So you can check those out and see what you think. All right. Now, a lot of people don't understand this, but if you'll take a look at me for a second, this is actually what we call therapeutic nebulizing. Now, you can get a nebulizer, okay? You can get a nebulizer on Amazon or from other sites. We used to have nebulizers, but what happened was when the so-called, I don't even like saying the word, COVID, came out, the Canadian government said that nebulizers are now a medical device, and they actually threw out 300 of them. So you'll have to go online to buy them. But you can nebulize Silver Bullet, okay, Silver Bullet solution. It's a nano silver. And you can also nebulize Bright Eyes Fulvic. It is a nano fulvic. And you can also nebulize Merigen, okay? You can do more research on this, but understand something. They only benefit you. If you want to clean out your sinus, you want to even clean out your ear canal, you want to clean out your lungs, if you want to get the nano silver or the fulvic into your bloodstream and get the ion calcium into your bloodstream to really help with your pH and your acidity and help with healing, take a look at these things. And understand something, everybody. Think about getting a perfect day consultation. You know, once you do that, you're going to have a handle on how to create the perfect day for yourself from the minute you wake up until you go to bed. You know, you would have a handle on these products. But all you got to do is just go into the Perfect Day Guide in my library, and you can read about all of these products. You're going to have to do your homework. He who does his homework, he who does his research, passed the test. And that test is having a beautiful day every day. Okay? Now, you can go take a look at this. You've heard of coffee enemas, but then we do what we call the ultimate coffee enema. And that's where we actually use a stainless steel coffee enema bucket, not a plastic one. Okay, and we have them for sale if you want. All of these things are for sale up in our store, but if you want to get it somewhere else, get it somewhere else. Stainless steel bucket, and we also have our Dock of Detox organic coffee that you can get from us as well. And I want you to go to the Perfect Day Guide, or you can go into the 6-Day Advanced Water Fasting Guide and take a look at therapeutic suppository healing. Now, we do suppositories. We do suppositories that are a blend of THC and CBD, or you can do a suppository of just CBD. So take a look at where you live and see if somebody makes these, because these are so powerful and so therapeutic. If you want more information, you can call me on it, okay? But here's how we do it. You see right over to the right-hand side? Well, that is, guess what? A rectal vibrator. They call it a prostate massager, but we have men and women using this. What you do is we take moringa oil, and we'll put moringa oil on the prostate or rectal vibrator, call it what you want. And you'll also see the links. We have the links here for you as well. So just click on the link if you want to buy one. You can get it from Amazon in Canada or United States. You can also take a look in the 6-Day Advanced Water Fasting Guide or in the Perfect Day Guide, and the links are in there as well. So what we do is we take structured moringa oil, and then what we do is we just add a couple of drops, okay, for every time we use it. We just have like about 2 drops of frankincense and moringa oil, and then we put that onto the rectal vibrator. And then what we do is we take a finger caught, of course, and we use the moringa oil to lubricate the anus, and then we put the vibrator up in, and then we can run the vibrator anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes. But understand something. If you do this, do you know how much blood you're bringing into your pelvis and into that area? You're heating everything up. Your pelvis is the holy grail of everything. It's the holy grail. You got your ovaries, you got your uterus, you got your prostate, you got your testicles, you got your penis, you got your fallopian tubes. I mean, the pelvis is the holy grail. And if you want to heal your body, you've got to heal that area. So 1 to 5 minutes. There's a little remote there so you can control the vibration on how weak or how strong you want it. Now, after you've done that for 1 to 5 minutes, then you'll take the vibrator out, okay? And then what you'll do is you'll insert, okay, the therapeutic suppository, all right? And, you know, they've done a lot of studies, and they found that the THC and the CBD mixture is probably the most powerful. And all you're doing is putting the suppository just past the anus. So you'll never, ever feel effects of the THC as getting high or buzzed or anything like that. But the healing is unbelievable. All right? So let's move on. Now, while we're down in that area, therapeutic vaginal infusion. Now, you don't have to do this, but if you're dealing with some kind of pelvic problem, if you're dealing with inflammation, you'll want to do it. Even if you're not, you'd want to do it. If you did the research, you'd understand the power of healing down in that area. But all you got to do a therapeutic vaginal infusion is you start off easy. You know, you get yourself a syringe, right? And then what you do is you can start off with like a tablespoon of the silver bullet gel. It's 20 times stronger than the silver bullet solution. And all you do then is you put in about 6 drops to 12 drops of the Bright Eyes, which is a nanofulvic, right? And we already talked about how the silver bullet really goes in and it stops things like yeast problems, fungus problems, viral problems, bacterial problems, because it creates an environment that it can't live in. So it helps the tissue to heal. And then the Bright Eyes, it picks up the acidity, the heavy metals, okay? And it also helps to deliver nutrition into the tissue cells, which every tissue cell needs nutrition. And then we have the frankincense. So now we've got a minimum, a tablespoon of the silver bullet gel. Anywhere from 6 drops to 12 drops of the Bright Eyes nanofulvic. And then just start off with 2 drops of the frankincense. And you mix it together, and then you inject it into the vagina. And then what you do is you get a 2 or 3 pillows, to have your buttocks up about a foot, maybe a foot and a half, higher than your head, and then allow that to stay and soak there for about 15 to 20 minutes. So just think how powerful it'd be if you did the suppository, plus you did the therapeutic vaginal infusion while you were doing the 6-day advanced fasting. I mean, if you're just going, look at all the things we're doing externally, internally, orally, rectally, vaginally, okay, to just bring up the vibration. And it's all about that, isn't it? It's all about creating this energy, this beautiful, beautiful energy that heals, okay? All right, so we've talked about everything that we could do throughout the protocol. So let's say if I did a 6-day advanced water fasting challenge, then I'm going to come out of it. Well, then I'm going to take 3 days, okay? And I'm only going to be for those 3 days. And you can do everything you've been doing during the 6 days. You can take everything that you've been taking, but you're going to now add to that veggie broth or bone broth. And some people will actually do both. They'll kind of go back and forth between the two. And celery juice. It's really good if you could do celery juice. Make sure it's organic, and you're going to juice it. So you're going to do veggie broth, bone broth, celery juice, and you're going to do that for 3 days. Now, if you did a fast, an advanced water fast for 10 days, then you'd do 5 days of that. So whatever time you've done, you'll do half of that. And then after you've come out of that, and please, when you start the first day, don't be guzzling back the veggie broth, bone broth, and sour juice. And if you have a problem with being a guzzler or you're impatient then do it through a straw so you're not taking air in, and it'll slow you down. So slow it down, remember? Take your time, okay? So we'll do 3 days of that. And then after the 3 days, what you want to do is, like I said, go to the Perfect Day diet. And if you go into the Perfect Day lifestyle guide, or you go to the 4 pillars guide in my library, you can take a look at what the Perfect Day diet is. And that's the way I live. Let me tell you, I don't say every day, 24/7, but I will tell you that 90 to 95% of my life is based on the Perfect Day lifestyle. And it's the only way that I have enough energy. It's the only way that I look as good as I do with all the work that I do. And I work a lot because I love what I do, and I love helping people, and I love when people learn how to help their family, because we need to learn to become the light, okay? So take a look at the Perfect Day diet and see what you think. But understand, if you go back to your old standard diet, okay, American standard diet that the herd eats, then understand something. You're not going to have the life that you want, okay? And for those of you, really think about this, $150, look at getting the Perfect Day personalized consultation. How about lifetime support? How about where you've got me and you've got one of my master consultants, and we're there for you? You do know I have 8 people that answer the phone. Not all the time. It might be as low as 4 when we're a little slower. But I have up to 8 people that answer the phone because we do everything live, okay? We do everything live. I don't care for emails. I care for people who call me. I want to hear their voice. I want to touch base with them. I want to feel what they're saying, and we're going to guide you. Understand something. Look at this. Everybody wants just to put a Band-Aid on things. It doesn't work. And understand something. Did you notice something? Everybody does the same thing, but why aren't people getting well? You know, there are way more natural health practitioners than there are medical doctors, nurses, and in the medical field. Why aren't we getting well? Well, because guess what? If you want to do what everybody else is doing, then you're going to get what everybody else is getting. So think about getting a consultation and getting a blueprint, a strategy that you can use from the minute you wake up until you go to bed. All right, so let me give you an overview of my upcoming ITRH courses, all right? So March, we're doing an advanced whole life mind and body masterclass, okay? So that means no matter where you are in the world, this 3-day course is going to change your life, okay? And for a lot of people, I really truly believe it'll save their life. And then in April, I will be in Mexico, Playa del Carmen, for 21 days doing our New World Practitioner certification, which is our whole life certification, and also our Wolfe Non-Surgical. Love to see you down there. And then in Kelowna, okay, in June, I will be doing the same thing. It'll be a 21-day certification course, the whole life coach and the Wolfe Non-Surgical. And then guess what? We're back in Mexico in October for another, what we call our 33-day training, where we do the 21-day certification training, and then people stay 10 days after that to really tighten things up, to tighten their business up, to get their websites done, and to learn how to do everything to be successful as a health practitioner. All right. So for those of you too, take a look at this. We do personalized treatment and training, and people come from all over the world to stay in our beautiful mountainside Lakeview condo, okay? Or we come to you, okay? We come to you and do the training. And that training can last anywhere from 5 to 10 days, all right? And here they are. There's a few of them. Whole body joint restoration. This is where couples come together, families come together, and what do? They actually learn, okay, how to think, drink, eat properly, and guess what? How to do the Wolfe Non-Surgical and become the best body worker anywhere, and they're there to support their family. So you know what? It's called Let's Bring Health Home, okay? Let's bring love home. Okay, let's shine the light on each other, and let's become each other's practitioner. So like I said, we have whole body joint restoration. We have couples training and treatment on an emotional, nutritional level, along with the body work, we have what's called perfect pain-free pregnancy. And this is where couples come to us who want to get pregnant, couples who are pregnant, and guess what? Guess what he does? He learns, or she learns, how to work on her partner, okay, so that she's not going to get all stiff in her hips, in her knees, in her back, aches and pains. Get rid of the scar tissue, get rid of the calcification, get rid of the crystallization, and have the most beautiful pregnancy, pain-free pregnancy, healthy pregnancy ever. We go over everything with you, from diet to cleansing to exercise, and we teach you how to do the Wolfe Non-Surgical, so you keep your flexibility, you keep your strength, and you have a beautiful, easy delivery. Okay, number 4, athletic deep tissue body work training. Number 5, Wolfe Non-Surgical personal treatment and training. All right, now these are all done for lay people, for people that aren't professional yet. So I want to thank everybody for hanging in here with me. This is longer than I thought, but remember, don't forget to drop into my library. I promise you that it is the world's most powerful platform for self-care and self-love. And understand something, all right? What if you totally loved and you cared for yourself and you taught that to your children, your wife, your husband, your family, your friends? Let's change this world one person at a time, starting with ourselves. And understand, you can go and you can get my Healthy to 100 book and take all your power back. All right, you can get the PDF for free, or you can order it for $15. Okay, if you go to our website. And understand something, everyone. Total self-love is total freedom. Total self-care is total freedom. And here's the 4 pillars I keep telling you on an emotional level that you should be doing. All right, 4 self-loving steps. All right, first one is the Love Band Life Band. Okay. All right, and we've talked about that. 3, 2, 1, you got this. Okay, the Braveheart way. And what is that? It's the lion heart breathing, staying connected to your breath, because when you do that, you're in the present moment. And that's the only place you have power, and that's the only place you can heal. The mirror work. All right, look yourself in the face even better. Look yourself in the eyes and really show love for yourself. Listen, you deserve it. You need to work on it. You need to learn how to do mirror work. And also, last but not least, the couples or personal love connection. And this is where you actually sit down quietly and you connect to yourself, or you connect to your partner, or you connect to your daughter, your husband, okay, your child, or your sister. It's about connecting. It's about coming together, not coming apart. So remember something, massive personal action equals self-healing. There is no other healing. There is no other healing. You need to take this personal, and you need to take massive action. Because understand something, the only permanent healthcare is self-care. The only permanent love is self-love. Wouldn't it be great if you totally filled up your own heart and you didn't demand love from someone else, and you didn't play love ransom, and you actually had so much love in you that there was so much light coming out of you? Do you remember a guy named Jesus or Buddha or all of these other great people that came before us, Gandhi? Well, guess what? They had so much love in their heart. They filled up their own heart. They didn't make other people responsible for the type of day they were going to have, or the type of minute, or the type of moment they were going to have. They owned it, and we have to do the same thing. Well, we made it, and I want to thank you for hanging in there with me, but understand something. It's all about being patient so that you don't remain a patient. And understand, we have been taught to not be patient with ourselves. So be patient, stay connected to your breath, wear a slight smile, okay? And do your mirror work. And if you can't get yourself a Braveheart Love Band Life Band, then what I want you to do is just use a hairband. But start doing these things. You know what? You can say they're silly, but guess what? It saved my life. It saved tens of thousands of other people's lives, and I can tell you that that's the God's truth on this. So here's your 6-day advanced water fasting challenge schedule, so take a look at it, all right? Thursday, January the 28th, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, kickoff. All right, Friday, January the 29th, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Remember, all of these dates here is me getting on answering your questions. I mean, I'm here. I'm your cheerleader. I'm your guide. I'm here to support you. You just know you got this. You know what? You're much more amazing than you even think you are. So again, January 28th, Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Friday, January 29th, 10 a.m. And then again on Monday, February the 1st, Tuesday, February the 2nd, Wednesday, February the 3rd. And guess what? We're at the end of my part, but it doesn't matter. You could keep on fasting. What if you felt great? You should keep going. But you know what? Make sure you send your questions in, okay? Put your questions in, all right? Make sure you send them. And if I get questions from this show, remember it's 2 weeks, I'm going to answer those questions in my regular Monday Q&As. How's that? I'm not going to let it go for 2 weeks. So when we get there, it'll be game on, okay? So I want you to get this part too. If you only want to do water and nothing else, you go ahead. If you don't want to do any of the energy medicine, okay, that we do to make it an advanced water fasting, do whatever makes you feel good, okay? But do look at the breathing. Do look at the exercises. Do look at the skin brushing. Do look at the clapping. Look at the belly button therapy. Do your homework. Remember, every time that you ever did good on a test, it's because you studied and you nailed it. You nailed it. So remember something. To rise to your full potential, right, we got to fly. What does that mean? It means first love yourself. And I know that you might have trouble with it, but guess what? People that started with me, they're like, oh man, I don't know about this guy. And then as time went on and I kept repeating myself that it's okay to love yourself. And look at, for those of you that believe that we have a God, we have a creator, okay? Ask yourself, do you think God would want you to totally love yourself? Your creator would want you to totally love yourself? I think you would say absolutely right. If I said to you, would you like your children to love themselves 10% or 100%? I know what you would say. Well, of course 100%, then why don't you? Because you've been programmed, okay, to run unconscious, subconscious programs of not liking yourself and maybe even hating yourself. Because that's the only way that you would have dis-ease, because you're not at ease with yourself. So give it a try and see if you can fly. How's that? I'd like to finish this off with what I call the Braveheart Oath. Why don't you read along with me, okay? And it's okay if you think I'm silly, all right? But guess what? I know that repetition is the key to mastering everything in my life. And I know that I need to fail 10,000 times to master something. But guess what? Once you mastered that, then you go on and you look for something else that you're going to fail on until you master that. That's how life goes. You're not a failure, okay? And so no more judging yourself, only observing and then focusing on your passion, your purpose. Understand this. What do you want to see in your life? How do you want to live your life? And why aren't you going for it? Read along with me, please. This is the Braveheart Oath. It's something that I made up. But don't we make up everything? We have an imagination. Let's start using it. Here we go. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Because I am, I can, I'm healed, I'm Braveheart. Listen to me. Demand your life back. Stop giving your power away. And know that there's a genius inside of you. There's a practitioner inside of you, okay? And know this, you are so much more than you believe you are. And it's just beliefs. And what did I say? Your reality will change when you change parts of your personality. God bless. Thanks for joining me. Have the best day of your life. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.